The Square Ball Podcast.
Can't we put this to bed yet? Heroes and villains. It's done. Season's over now.
Well, where are your robes? Where's the drawn-out legal process?
It's too warm. The gavel's still on the table. Look, let's give it a little tap for old time's sake. There we go.
Well done.
Format will be going in the bin in the summer. Nearly there.
Bored of the gavels quite early on, didn't you?
Yeah.
Where are the robes?
They're in the drawers over there.
Yeah, and
Gillian made those.
She did. Yeah.
The days spent stitching those together, and where are they? Just like shoved.
They are
shoved in a corner,
folded neatly in one of the drawers over there.
out of sight, out of mind. Awful.
Anyway, this is the TSB jury. That's us three picking heroes and villains of the week. Candidates for the Ken Bates Villain of the Week award. Anyone got any suggestions they want to put forward?
I mean, it's a bit like last week in that.
Is everyone still quite angry?
Yeah.
Right.
And added to that, I think it was mainly directed at the Leeds United as a concept and the players last week. But now, since the playoff ticket
office
came in, now everyone's cross about that too. So it's top to bottom.
Right.
Owners through to Junior Firpo. People are furious about the fucking lot. So well done, everyone.
Well, I'm going to nominate William Smallbone.
I do like the fact that you did it in your match report on the website, I noticed as well. It's not Will Smallbone, William Smallbone.
Yeah, it's got to be William Smallbone. I wonder if he's got a middle name.
You not go with Billy Smallbone?
No, because he's running through our midfield from the fucking 13th century, wasn't he? He's not. He's not Bill. So what is
William Anthony Patrick Smallbone.
Yeah, we'll just call him William Smallbone. He's one of their own as well. Southampton seemed very happy to sing about it because he's from Basingstoke. Can you imagine?
That's Basingstoke in the Republic of Ireland, isn't it?
I think it's more. I mean, technically, when William Smallbone was born, I think it was part of France.
Right.
So yeah.
Oh, there are pictures of him with hair on Google. That's weird, isn't it?
Everything comes back to hair with you, doesn't
completely different person, though.
Right.
I genuinely would have no idea that was the same person. There you go.
Is it just a ring of hair and then it's shaved in the middle on the top?
Possible. But yeah, he did annoy me as well. I mean, I suppose a nomination came for Connor has nominated Kamara. And I guess if you're going to say...
Do you know why William Smallbone's got no hair? Because he was diagnosed with alopecia in 2021 while recovering from his ACL injury. December 22, he became an ambassador for Alopecia UK. So he'd wind his back and say, he owns it, doesn't he? He looks great.
I mean, it's the look I've gone for.
Yep.
And I just went bald normally. So
well done, Michael.
So fine.
Congratulations.
It's less his appearance, it's his name that winds me up anyway. Nobody called William Smallbone should be playing Premier League football in the year 2024. It should be booting a pig's head around in a village swamp.
It's basically just people who stand out, isn't it, who you get annoyed by. It's like when in the member show the other week talking about Kavanagh, he used to have a full head of grey hair at a quite young age, and it used to be more annoying because you could see him really easily on the pitch. And Will Hughes, because he had his white hair, you could see him, and every time he got the ball, you're like, fucking him again. And as Smallbone was strolling through our midfield, you were like, fucking that bloke again.
It was like the wide open fields on the way to the Kirkstall Abbey. He was just striding across.
So yeah, Kamara gets a nomination for letting him do that.
He was under
well.
orders, though, wasn't he?
Wild football.
Yeah, leave the midfield open was Farke's decision before the game. And to be fair, they did have a lot of chances that way. They did roam through our midfield, didn't score.
Didn't he?
Not from open play.
Okay.
Not that way. They scored from none of our players looking over the shoulder at a corner, which was the one thing that they needed to do. 6 at the near post, and not a single one of them, or Meslier, looked to the other side of the penalty area, which is kind of, I'm sure you get taught that if you're a footballer when you're like 13 or something. Check. None of them did. So that's why that goal was scored. And then the other one is just because Firpo couldn't see if the ball was going out or not.
Firpo gets a nomination from a few people, actually. But Pat's Peach-like Ligaments, which is a good name, has nominated him, saying, "What are you doing, you daft bastard?" Arguably at fault for the first goal, too, for not noticing the entire Southampton team was stood directly behind him, which, yeah, fair enough. And that ball was nowhere near going out of play, was it? When you see the replay. At the time, no one was cross, because I'm right in front of that. No one was cross about it. Normally, you get a bit of, like, dispute within the crowd, being like, that was out. And you go, was the whole ball out? But this one, everyone just went, no, okay.
And it was Firpo's fault as well because he conned our team because his body language was so, that ball's going out. I think Roden and Ampadu was like, Firpo's shepherding it out. Fine, we won't worry about this. Next thing you know, boom. That goal was Willie Smallbone, wasn't it?
Yes.
Which way round were they? It was.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, so he'd roamed in with a pig under each arm.
William Smallbone III.
Came in on horseback and so on. Right then, shots fired. Bielsa Sai is nominating the nation of Wales, the Welsh Daffodils Dragons, that bloke off the Go Compare advert. Ever since Wales lost to Poland and extinguished the Welsh dragon fire, Leeds have lost the fire in their belly and we've looked shite.
It's true.
Yeah. So something happened in Wales, didn't it? I think what happened in Wales was they played 2 really long games that ended quite miserably and then just came back fucked.
I mean, Connor Roberts was injured and then Dan James, his ribs exploded not long after getting back.
Was that the official diagnosis?
And that was due to the Welsh.
Right.
I think Connor Roberts is actually a big miss. I decided after Saturday, when did we lose? Saturday. I became fascinated, so I've only done, so it's a small sample size now, but I decided to watch some prime 2018 Norwich City.
Oh, wow.
To see if they played exactly the same. And they do, mostly, but a few things stood out. Tim Krul likes to go long, so that was allowed. And then that if Max Aarons hadn't turned his turncoat back on us in summer and fucked off to Bournemouth when he was all but on the dotted line at Leeds, I think things might have been very different in the way we play. Because it's him, and then the game I watched, Jamal Lewis, they were saying, he's not going bombing forwards as often as he normally does. Basically a winger, which we've never really had from either Sam Byram or Archie Gray.
Well, that's why Firpo plays, isn't it? Because he does the bombing forward bit.
Yeah.
And he does the bombing forward and the strolling backwards.
I was going to say it's the backwards bit that concerns me now and again.
He just watches. It's nice to sometimes watch an attack develop in front of you, isn't it? Just as you watch it from the halfway line.
And then the other thing was how often Buendia will drop into Norwich's own half and then carry the ball forward, which I've seen Somerville kind of look as if he's going to do it, but then he just passes it. Whereas Buendia will dribble all the way up into space, and attacking space a lot more. A lot more shots from midfielders, but they were rubbish. Their midfielders didn't look anywhere near as good as ours. And what else?
But they did do shots.
Yeah, but one of them went in actually from the edge of the
right. So they're already winning. They're winning. They've had one.
But then, but then I think the difference there is they've got players who could. So that's always been the thing. It's like Glenn Kamara has scored 1 goal a season. Grove scored 1 in his entire life. What's the point in asking them to shoot when you can score 81 by other means? And what was the other thing?
Pookie got loads of goals. That's one thing I do remember.
Well, yeah. And so the Pookie was quite often on. There were a lot more crosses because I think they valued Pookie in the air. And then there was also they'd pass diagonally to him on the penalty spot, and he would have a shot from there. So it was just kind of like investigating my own theory that that the players change the way you play.
Right.
So we can't bomb forward down the right the way that Max Aarons would because we've got Sam Byram. But if we had Max Aarons, we probably would.
Right.
So it's kind of like that thing of players interpret a manager's instructions, don't they? And then they perform them in the ways that they are actually capable of doing. So interesting to look at, kind of, if you've got nothing better to do than to watch. It was Norwich 4, Millwall 3. So I even got to see Tom Elliott start and Steve Morrison come on as a substitute.
What a treat. What a treat.
The fun I have.
So are we going to pick one then?
I mean, Farke mentioned there does get nominated just for his limitations being exposed.
Yes, the limitations that have got him 90 points every season that he's played in the Championship.
And given that we're 3 games away from promotion, it feels a little bit premature at this stage just because everyone's feeling a bit sad.
So we are just pausing the mug reprint though.
What, are we really?
Yeah, we've nearly run out of the Farke mugs, but let's just wait and see.
The historical context for this season as well. It was quite when I actually looked back at that. So the 27 wins, we've only won that many games in a season. This is the 5th time in 105 years that we've seen that many league wins in one season. And then 81 goals. It's the second time we've scored more than 80 since 1970.
Wow.
So we haven't scored 80 goals in a season since Simon Grayson took us to the heights of 7th in the championship. So it's kind of even in a Leeds United historical context, if what you want from a season is loads of wins and loads of goals, then we've actually had like one of the top
seasons ever.
Yeah, top 3 since 1970s. So it's not been better than then. One of the best 5. And I meant to look how often we've conceded so few. I don't think we're quite as good on that, but yeah, we've conceded, like we've hardly conceded any. So it's kind of ticking off a lot of things and then still not good enough.
Well, I'm glad you've enjoyed it because I've hated it.
Hey, listen, there could be a happy ending just round the corner,
thing.
Michael.
I didn't get into comparing numbers of goals, but the whole thing of like, we should have scored more goals from corners. We scored like the fewer goals we scored from corners to get to 81 anyway. We scored more from open play, which is better. But yeah, I suppose a few from corners might have got us promoted. I don't know. I just feel sorry for him.
Who knows,
Give it to Leeds anyway, Villain. The ticket's too expensive.
Yeah.
And they probably want to charge us more.
Yeah.
If we do go up, they'll be like, oh, good, we can charge £80.
Yeah. That would have been the conversation with the EFL at the weekend where they're like, oh, this again, no, you can't just invent a new category to let your fans in for cheap. 49 as well. Oh, no, we were going to, we wanted to do the £100 category. You're saying we can't? Like, what?
Pie tax. Bring back pie tax.
Even Sean Harvey would blush.
Right, so it's Leeds United and the ticket situation, is it?
Mm-hmm.
And sort of the end of seasons, like the not going up situation as well.
Do you think that's fed into it a bit?
Yeah. Although I'd like to defend what's happened over the course of the season. Can't pretend I'm exactly thrilled that, we finished 3rd instead of 2nd because 2nd would have been better.
Does make me wonder what the playoff final ticket prices would be in theory.
Not our problem.
Not our problem. No,
not
fine.
going to be something we need to worry about.
Fine. The final league game player of the year scores. We get some more data, don't we, coming up in the next 2 to 3 games. So 2 games, Moscow. Southampton.
I mean, we might not even bother with the second one.
If we really, really balls it up on Sunday, should we just ditch the second leg? Just not bother. Just pretend,
not cover it at all.
Just pretend it's not happened.
I'm still in favour of the club just not
just go
entering.
full Pravda. Just totally style it out.
Play it behind closed doors.
And just not tell anybody.
Print the result in the newspaper in a week.
Yeah. And that's all that anybody
knows.
Say we
won 15-0.
Yeah.
Full North Korea.
I was going to say, yeah, it's full North Korea, isn't it? Was it the best golf round ever with 19 holes shot under par or something like that? There's only 18, yeah, but he's still got 19 under.
There were some holes in none,
yeah,
I believe.
Yes. Anyway, the player of the year scores for the Southampton game, the match scores, obviously, out of 10 from our TSB Plus members. The highest scorer was Joel Peru with a mighty 5.12 average out of 10.
Scored a good goal.
Uh-huh.
Deflected, useless, hated it.
What was deflected?
Piro's goal.
No.
It was. The defender got a foot to it.
Nonsense.
The dickhead
Great
ref.
finish.
The dickhead ref got 1.19 out of 10. Farker, the lowest scoring out of all the Leeds United ones with just over 3.08. But yeah, at the bottom.
There's not much of a spread on the player scores. There's
the lowest is 3.77, both Firpo and Ruta scoring down there. And then you sort of north of 4 with Kamara, Meslier, Anthony, blah, 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 whatever. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, it is a low spread, isn't it?
It's a good spread of blame, is what I'll say there. We're not scapegoating people. We're just going, look, all of you.
All of you are dog water.
All of you are terrible.
Yeah. So feeding that into the supercomputer, can you make a supercomputer noise, please, Michael? There we go. And scrolling down the sheet indicates that Joe Rodon is still just by a hair's breadth on for our Player of the Year trophy. 7.04 out of 10 average. So it keeps dropping, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Chris Clarkson, with his 2 appearances, averaging 7 out of 10, is on for the gold medal. If these playoff games go badly...
He's won it. We don't go to Wembley. Chris Clarkson is our Player of the Year. Is basically what's going to happen.
Yeah. Because Ethan Ampadu's dropped below 7 average
unless he's unfortunate to have to play, and in which case he'll be in with the rest of the shit show.
That would bring Louis Sinisterra into contention. It's 3 games, 6.83.
Yeah. Oh, well. Cody Drama is the only player who's averaged lower than the referees this season. So that's quite an achievement, actually. And I don't think anyone else can get below that unless one makes a debut in a playoff game and has a complete disaster. But
do you think that's an accurate reflection of his Birmingham performances as well?
Well, they have been relegated to fuck, haven't they? So
good job, Tom Brady.
So we will factor all that in as we decide on our Gaetano Berardi Hero of the Week right now. Talk to me.
Well, Joel Pirou did well, didn't he? Scored.
Well, you were just saying a minute ago he didn't.
No, well, he did. Well, he did score. It was deflected, is all I'm saying. I mean, it's kind of the Pirou nominations are kind of summed up by George, who says for doing his job and running for once, I suppose.
I suppose the reluctance. I mean, Jez has suggested for the second week running F off. Don't want to start bringing out any strong language here on this podcast, so I just toned it down there, just for the audience. Nobody seems to want to hand out or crown a hero award. So, come on then. What else?
I'll join with Marco, Matt, and Pat's peach-like ligaments in celebrating the people who stayed off the pitch but stayed in the stands to G up the lads who seemed quite startled.
I think I'm right in thinking that everybody who stayed in the stands, there were people walking down the aisle saying, "Empty your pockets, please. Give us all your money. We need some more."
That was Will Ferrell.
Oh, right, okay.
It's pleading, his cap, his little elf cap, out for people to fill. But yeah, it was kind of funny. There was, as the players sort of approached the cop, and then some people started yelling encouragement at them. The first assumption was, "Oh God, it's kicking off." But and I think the players sort of as a group seemed to like take a bit of a step back. Like, why are they shouting at us? Because the thing was, when the crowd had thinned out so much that you could see individual people standing up and yelling the odds, and it did take a moment to realise it's like, oh no, they're being nice.
I did like it at full time how the stewards quickly gathered around the pitch in case there was a pitch invasion.
There were more stewards than people in the crowd.
They'd clearly planned, like, they had a promotion plan and executed it anyway, and just completely surrounded the pitch. Like, no one's coming on here. Like, nah, no one wants to. No. It's fine.
Like bloody deploying riot police at a country fair, wasn't it, in the end? We need to give a shout out to the bloke we bumped into on Sunday, the gardener, whose name I can't remember because we'd drunk quite a lot of beer by then. Oh, God, I can't remember either. Yeah, the bloke who's in the gardener bloke from the Hop. Yeah. That's as good as we can do. So hello to you. Thank you for listening as well while you're doing your gardens. Other people, nominations. Will Ferrell, Luca B's up for Will Ferrell. Why not? I mean, what's he done apart from hiked our ticket prices since he's coming?
First thing he did, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give me what can I afford?
He's like, I've just invested in this club. How am I going to make my money back? Ticket prices up now. Comes across as a nice guy.
So they've given him, probably, in theory, I'm sure he's not even been yet, so they've given him a seat, taking it off somebody else who's a paying customer. Prices get hiked for everybody else. Makes you think.
Disgusting. Uncle Albert South Stand has nominated a guy in the South Stand who asked my 25-year-old 6'2" son if he knew who Michael Normanton was. When he replied yes, he said, "You look just like him."
Did you put that one on?
No, but it's about right, because I do look young and tall, and everyone who sees me
25 years old and 6'2".
Very similar.
Again, we're back into the fucking North Korean level propaganda here, aren't we? Let's face it. Farker?
Well, we've kind of... Oscar's tried his best to make an argument that it's actually been a good season. No one's convinced.
No one's in the mood for it while we're still losing and stuff. When
we go up next season, we can say this was a good building block. But, the race finished.
Shit. So non-pitch invaders, Farker. Fans get a mention. South Stand man, Will Ferrell. The Hull boy gets a nomination from Connor as well for doing nice charity work on his Twitter.
I've not checked in on him since they've sacked for a senior, actually.
Yeah, be interesting to get his perspective.
I think he'd be quite upset. I think he liked him.
Right.
Although he likes everyone.
Yeah.
He's a very positive young man.
It's sickening, isn't it?
Yeah.
He hasn't got the cynicism of a near 40-year-old man from Wakefield/Pontefract.
Who looks 25, by the way.
Yeah.
and looks taller with the help of some very particularly positioned mirrors.
Right. So of those, who is it going to be?
Everyone for not going on the pitch. Well done, everyone.
Yeah.
Well done for containing yourselves.
And for staying and trying to cheer them up.
And continuing to hand over your money. To these,
most importantly.
To these rapacious venture capitalists.
That was the other thing. I think, did I write it somewhere? Oh, I think in the Daily Email, about thank you to all the people who stayed and did their best to cheer all the lads up and get them ready for the playoff semi-finals, who then, like an hour later, got the email saying that'll be £41 if you want to come and see them again.
Right, well, there you go. Well done, us. Is that what we're saying? Because I didn't go on the pitch. Did you go on the pitch?
Nope.
No?
Nope. I also didn't stay and cheer him, I've got to be honest. I kind of...
I'm out there.
I just sort of got to... I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going. Sick of the sight. Yeah. You've got to have a bit of carrot, bit of stick, haven't you?
Yeah.
Everyone stays. They'll think, oh, what we've done is fine.
Yeah.
I think I took the moral stance.
Yeah, that's the correct one. Is that how you parent as well? Just get the old stick? Just...
Bit of both. You need a bit
Is
of both,
it more
don't you?
carrot than stick?
It's all carrot. I have zero discipline.
Right, well, I think
You've got 80% on this test, but you didn't finish first in class.
Yeah, but if only 2 people in the class could ever be successful, there's more of a push to do it, isn't there, I suppose? Whereas life ain't like that. But football, unfortunately, is, and we are in the playoffs.
Well, that's quite a deep point to finish on. Thank you, Michael. Rest of this week, we've got member show coming out just ahead of Norwich. What else will we have? Phil Bloody Hay taking a break from his bloody showbiz newsletter, writing about the Champions League. Nice.
Has he sent it yet? Let's have a look.
Don't think it's landed. No, it's before lunchtime. It goes out at lunchtime, doesn't it? So
he doesn't get out of bed till half 11, does he? So.
No, knocks it out and then just comes in here when he can be asked. But that's
He's
coming
probably
up.
one of his assistants will be telling him how the Champions League games finished last night.
I think he just writes the whole thing with ChatGPT, doesn't he? That's what he told us last week.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Tidies it up. But...
he's coming in to earn some of his corn anyway for doing the show. We'll record that in a bit, and he's previewing the football. We'll talk about tactics and narrative and things like that. Whereas we'll just bitch and moan about ticket prices like a bunch of moaning old twats. See you in a bit.
The Square Ball Podcast.